Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you're all staying safe and healthy as we deal with this crisis situation. I miss you all and miss worshiping with you all, and it won't be long before we're back in our church. Since you saw my face, you've probably already guessed that I'm here to give a finance update. That's what I like to do. I like to talk about the church's finances. Three key things that I'd like to talk to you all about today, and I'm going to keep it quick. Number one is tithing. The second thing is expenses. And the third thing is our nursery school, our staffing, and some government stimulus that I want to talk to you about. So when it comes to tithing, the number one thing I need to say is thank you, everyone. That you have found a way to continue to tithe throughout this without going to worship in a building. The money has continued to come in to allow us to do the things that we need to do. As you've heard in the services over the last couple of weeks, we really have three key ways that you can continue to tithe. Mailing in your tithing in your envelope or any way possible. We are checking the mail a couple times a week and making deposits. You could drop it in the church's mailbox. As we said, we're picking the mail up. And the third way is through a new alternative that we came up with, and that is Ridley, an online donating platform. So far, since we turned it on, we've gotten about $7,000. So thank you to those who have found that as their best alternative for tithing. We've got, so far to budget, we are, through April, we're only about $8,000 off of budget. So, as I said, thank you for finding a way to continue to provide for the church and let us make the key financial decisions that we need to make. From an expense standpoint, as soon as we made the decision and the state helped us make the decision that we needed to close the doors temporarily on the church, the Stewardship Committee got together and evaluated line by line through the financial statements, how can we save money during this crisis when we're not in the building. The key thing that we were able to come up with was cleaning. We were cleaning the church every night, obviously with the nursery school and the children there every day. We were having nightly cleaning, and the cleaning contract was $1,600 a month. So one of the Stewardship Committee members called the cleaning company and talked to them, and we decided to turn that service off, and we'll turn it back on once the doors are open and we're back worshiping. So we were able to save $1,600 a month there. Most of the other smaller expenses for worship and music and all those things we're still using because we are providing an online version of our service. The temperature in the building was adjusted as we're not anyone in there, so we don't have to keep it as cool or as warm depending on how the weather is. So we're going to save some money on the energy. From a capital perspective, we do have one major capital expenditure that, even with everything going on, we are still going to have to move forward with. The stained glass window in the front of the church, if you're approaching the church, but in the back of the sanctuary, is in major disrepair. It may not look it when you look at it, but we had it professionally evaluated, a total window evaluation of the whole church, and that is the number one priority. That stained glass window is going to be removed, taken off site to a warehouse/workshop, reconditioned, and then brought back and reinstalled. So back in January, before COVID-19, we had made a $9,000 deposit, and the total project is going to cost $50,000. Bad timing with what happened over the next couple months after we made this decision, but even with this going on, we need to move forward with this project, and that's the session and the property committee and everyone is in agreement that this was a top priority, and this was budgeted for this year. We had $50,000 or $75,000 budgeted to deal with certain aspects of the church's windows, so that capital project, you'll see that happening sometime over the next couple months. Third thing I want to talk about is the nursery school and staffing and the government stimulus. As soon as the state and us internally made the decision that schools were stopping and that we were going to close the doors to our church because of the virus, Stewardship Committee got together and really evaluated the nursery school. We looked at the cash they had on hand. Our number one goal, immediately, everyone's number one goal was to find a way to continue to pay our nursery school teachers for the entire school year. We knew we were not going to have tuition income coming in for April and most likely May, and then eventually we learned that May was not going to happen either. So we had to evaluate what cash was available, what money we were not going to get in tuition, and we were going to find a way to continue to get them paid. Decision was first made to guarantee them all that they would be paid through April and May. so that they had a couple months of not having to worry should they file for unemployment and different things like that. So that decision was made, and then when the government came out with a stimulus program, there's a program that was called Payroll Protection Program. So the Stewardship Committee got together, read what was all involved with that, saw that it was available for nonprofits, read the documents, worked with our contact at TD Bank, who we do all our banking with, and saw that we would be a good candidate to apply for some government funding. The way the program works, you're able to apply for 2.5 months worth of your payroll for nursery school and for our church staff. The Monday the applications went online, the committee got together, we applied, submitted all of our financial information. It was a painstaking process to get this application submitted. It took about a week to 10 days. We learned that we were approved, and last week we received our stimulus money. Immediately we were able to speak to the directors of the nursery school, and they were able to alert all of their staff that they will continue to be paid through August of this year for the entire school year. So God was working with us, helped us get through this process, and really answered our prayers with this. All church staff and all nursery school staff will continue to be paid through this crisis. The way the program works, it's a loan, but then it converts to a grant. If we continue to pay all of our staff their full salaries and the same number of people that we applied for, if we continue to pay all those people, we do not need to pay these funds back. So it becomes a grant and does not need to be paid back. So that's kind of where we are from a financial picture. We are in really good shape. Thankful for your tithings. Continue your tithings. In closing, I do want to thank the Stewardship Committee for all of their diligence over the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks, talking about this, making the right decisions, and being good stewards of the church's finances. Thank you to Pastor and Karen, the entire church staff, and all the musical volunteers that have continued to provide us with a way of worshiping remotely. We are blessed as a church. Sit back now, relax, enjoy the service, and thank God for everything He continues to do for us. God bless you.